My dear brothers and sisters, I want to tell you something today that may shake the very way you've been thinking. You've been searching, applying, waiting, and worrying about that job. That one opportunity you think will finally give your life meaning. But listen carefully. God did not create you to be a seeker of positions. He created you to be a fulfiller of purpose. You see, when you chase after a job, you are often chasing what man can give you. But when you walk in God's plan, you are stepping into what He has already prepared for you. Something no employer, no system, no rejection letter can take away. Some of you have been crying, "Lord, why is no door opening?" But perhaps God is whispering back, "Because I have not called you to knock on doors. I have called you to build new ones." Today, open your heart. Stop searching only with your eyes and start listening with your spirit. God has not forgotten you. He is positioning you. Your destiny is not tied to a job description. It is tied to a divine mission. Stop chasing jobs. Start discovering God's purpose for your life. Too many people spend their days running from one opportunity to another, hoping that the next job, the next position, the next paycheck will finally bring them peace, satisfaction, and a sense of worth. Yet, deep inside, they still feel empty. The reason is not that they lack skill, effort, or ambition, but that they are chasing after something temporary while ignoring something eternal. The world tells you that your identity is found in your work, but God says your identity is found in Him. You were not created just to make a living. You were created to make a difference. When you chase jobs, your focus is on what you can do for yourself. When you discover purpose, your focus shifts to what God can do through you. This change of perspective transforms everything. You stop worrying about competition, you stop comparing yourself with others, and you start walking in peace because you know that your worth does not depend on a title or a salary. God has a divine assignment for every person, and that assignment cannot be replaced by a job description. The world may define you by your role, but heaven defines you by your calling. Sometimes people think finding a job will solve all their problems. They say, if I just get hired there, if I can just start earning this amount, I'll finally be happy. But happiness that depends on circumstances is fragile. The moment something goes wrong, a layoff, a change in management, a missed promotion, their sense of value crumbles. Purpose, however, is different. Purpose gives you strength even when everything around you seems uncertain. When you know that God placed you on this earth for a reason, you can lose a job and still not lose your direction. You can face rejection and still keep your confidence because you understand that God's plan cannot be limited by human decisions. Discovering God's purpose starts with surrender. It means saying, "Lord, not my will, but yours." It means trusting that He knows the path better than you do. Many times, people pray for a job when God is calling them to start something new, a business, a ministry, a project that will bless others. But fear holds them back. They think they are not ready or not qualified. Yet God never asks for perfection, He asks for obedience. When you step into His plan, He equips you with what you need. What you lack in experience, He replaces with grace. What you lack in resources, He multiplies through faith. You may feel frustrated right now because you have applied for many positions and received no response. You might think God is silent, but silence does not mean absence. Sometimes He withholds certain opportunities because He wants to reveal something greater. He might be preparing your character, developing your faith, or teaching you patience. A job can give you income, but purpose gives you impact. Income sustains your life, impact transforms it. That is why God will not allow you to settle for less than what He designed you for. When you stop chasing jobs, you stop chasing validation from people. You begin to understand that you are already chosen, already accepted, already loved. The approval you need has already been stamped by heaven. You no longer need to prove your value through performance because you are walking in divine purpose. This freedom allows you to take bold steps. You are not afraid of failure because even failure becomes part of your preparation. You are not afraid of delay because delay in God's plan is not denial, it is divine timing. Every person has a unique assignment written into their destiny. Some are called to lead, others to serve, some to create, others to teach or heal. But each calling carries eternal significance. You were not born by accident, and your gifts were not given at random. When you connect your daily work to God's purpose, even ordinary tasks become sacred. You begin to see your work not just as employment, but as empowerment. A platform through which God's light can shine through you. The question is not, what job should I get? But, what purpose was I created to fulfill? Once you answer that, everything else begins to fall into place. Closed doors are divine redirections, not rejections. Every one of us has faced moments when life seems to say, no. You apply for a job and never hear back. You prepare for an opportunity that slips away. You knock on doors with hope and get silence in return. In those moments, it is easy to feel forgotten, disappointed, even angry. But what if that closed door was not God punishing you, but protecting you? What if the opportunity you thought you needed was actually too small for the destiny God has prepared for you? Many times, what looks like rejection is actually divine redirection, a way for God to steer you away from something that would limit your growth and lead you towards something that will fulfill your purpose. God's perspective is higher than ours. He sees what we cannot see. While we are focused on what we lost, He is already preparing what we will gain. Sometimes He closes a door because He knows what is behind it would have harmed you. Other times, He closes it because you are meant to build a new one. It is in those seasons of unanswered prayers that faith is tested most deeply. When you cannot see the reason, but still choose to trust, that is where spiritual maturity begins to form. A closed door can be painful, but it is also a message. I have something better for you. Wait and watch. When people face rejection, they often define themselves by it. They say, I wasn't good enough, or maybe I don't deserve success. But God never defines you by the opportunities that didn't work out. He defines you by the purpose He placed inside you. One door closing does not mean your journey is over. It simply means that road was not part of His plan. There is always another path, and it is often far greater than what you first imagined. God's delays are not denials, and His redirections are often disguised as disappointments. Think about how many times in life people have begged God to open certain doors. A job they were desperate for, a relationship they wanted to work, a business they thought would thrive, only to look back later and realize that if God had said yes, it would have destroyed them. The door that didn't open was not a sign of failure, it was a shield of grace. God loves you too much to give you something that will take you away from Him. When He closes a door, He is not punishing you, He is preserving you. He is shaping your heart, aligning your character, and preparing you for the place He wants to take you next. Sometimes a closed door is God's way of teaching you dependence. When every door seems locked, you begin to seek Him more deeply. You start asking not, why did this happen? But, what are you trying to show me? In that shift of prayer, something powerful happens. You begin to grow in trust, in patience, in wisdom. You start realizing that your destiny is not determined by human approval. If someone says no, God can still say yes in a completely different way. He does not need permission from people to bless you. A door that closes today may be preparing you for one that opens tomorrow. You might not see the pattern while you are in the middle of the process, but later, when you look back, it will all make sense. You will see how every no was pushing you closer to the right yes. Each rejection was building resilience, sharpening your faith, and shaping your path towards something divine. The pain you feel now may be the very pressure that produces purpose in your life. When you stop viewing closed doors as personal failures, you start seeing them as divine signals. They remind you that your story is not being written by chance, but by the creator of the universe. Every detour, every delay, every disappointment is a part of that story. You may think you are stuck, but God is simply redirecting your steps. What feels like an end is often a beginning in disguise. The job you didn't get might be freeing you for the calling you were meant to step into. The opportunity that slipped away might be clearing the path for something beyond your imagination. God's redirections are not meant to discourage you. They are meant to guide you toward your destiny. You are designed for a mission, not just a position. From the moment you were created, God placed within you a unique combination of gifts, dreams, and passions that no one else in this world possesses in the same way. You are not an accident, and your life is not a random series of events. There is divine intention behind your existence. A position is something that man gives, but a mission is something that God assigns. A position can change with time, but a mission is eternal. Too many people spend their lives trying to climb ladders, to reach titles, to gain recognition, without realizing that true fulfillment doesn't come from a title, but from walking in purpose. A job can give you a position, but only God can give you a mission that fills your heart with meaning. When people focus only on position, their mindset becomes limited. They begin to think success is measured by status, power, or the praise of others. They chase after promotions as if they were the source of their identity. But when the focus shifts to mission, everything changes. You stop asking, "What can I get?" and start asking, "What can I give?" You begin to see that your work, your skills, and your experiences are tools for something much bigger than yourself. You start living not for applause, but for impact. A mission-driven life looks beyond the office walls. It touches lives, heals hearts, and carries light wherever it goes. Every person has a mission planted within them by God, and that mission is not limited to a specific job or profession. You could be a teacher, a mechanic, a business owner, or a nurse, but what makes your work powerful is the divine purpose behind it. Your mission might be to encourage others, to bring excellence into your field, to be a voice of kindness where others are harsh, or to show integrity where corruption is normal. The mission is not about where you are placed, it's about why you are there. The moment you understand that, you stop feeling insignificant. You realize that your daily routine is actually sacred ground where God can move through you. Sometimes people confuse their mission with their career. A career may change several times in your life, but your mission remains constant. A career is what you do, your mission is why you do it. When one job ends, your mission continues because it's anchored in something eternal. That's why when you know your mission, you can walk through transitions with peace. Losing a job no longer means losing your purpose. You simply step into a new chapter of the same divine assignment. God's calling on your life doesn't expire when your circumstances change. Many people live frustrated because they feel stuck in a role they don't enjoy. They think their worth is tied to their job title. But God often uses seasons of waiting or ordinary work to train you for something greater. David was tending sheep before he became king. Joseph was managing a prison before he managed a nation. Jesus worked as a carpenter before beginning his ministry. Their positions were temporary, but their missions were eternal. In the same way, whatever role you find yourself in now, see it as part of your training ground. God is shaping you, refining your character, and preparing you for the greater work He has planned. When you focus on mission, your mindset shifts from survival to service. You begin to see challenges as opportunities to grow. You understand that you are not just working for a paycheck, but for a purpose. Even small acts, a kind word, a job well done, a moment of compassion, become part of your mission. You are representing God's heart in the world through your actions. Your mission gives meaning to the mundane and turns ordinary days into opportunities for divine expression. The most powerful lives are not those built on prestige, but on purpose. People with positions can influence for a moment, but people on a mission can influence for generations. The world remembers those who lived not just to achieve, but to serve. When you wake up each day knowing that your life carries divine assignment, you live differently. You stop competing and start contributing. You stop striving for recognition and start striving for significance. You begin to understand that every skill you have, every experience you've gained, and every person you meet is part of a divine network woven by God to fulfill your mission on earth. Faith unlocks what effort alone cannot achieve. In life, there are moments when no matter how hard you work, how much you plan, or how carefully you prepare, things still don't turn out the way you expect. You give your best, you stay consistent, and yet doors remain closed. It's in those moments that you realize human effort, though valuable, has its limits. There is a point where your strength can no longer carry you, where your logic cannot explain what's happening, and where your experience is not enough to move you forward. That is the point where faith begins to work. Faith is the invisible force that reaches beyond the boundary of effort. It's the divine connection that allows God's power to enter situations you cannot change by yourself. Effort can take you far, but faith takes you beyond. Effort is about what you can control, but faith is about trusting the one who controls everything. Many people depend solely on their abilities, believing that hard work alone will guarantee success. But life often proves that effort without faith can leave you exhausted and empty. You can be skilled, intelligent, and disciplined, yet still feel stuck. That's because effort operates in the natural, while faith operates in the supernatural. Faith doesn't ignore effort, it empowers it. When you combine your work with faith, you invite God to breathe on your labor, to multiply what you've done, and to bring results that go beyond your own strength. There are seasons when God allows effort to fail just to teach you the value of faith. You may be doing everything right, but He wants you to learn that it is not by might, not by power, but by His Spirit. Faith teaches you to rest in His promises while continuing to do your part. It's not about giving up effort, but about surrendering the outcome. When you trust God, you stop forcing things to happen and start allowing them to unfold according to His plan. Faith removes the anxiety that comes from trying to control every detail. It reminds you that God is working even when you can't see results. Faith turns impossibilities into testimonies. Throughout history, every great move of God has started with someone who believed beyond what was visible. Faith gives birth to miracles, not because of how strong it is, but because of the one it's placed in. When you put your faith in God, you align yourself with His will, and that alignment opens doors no human influence could open. Effort can build a career, but faith builds a destiny. Effort can earn you recognition, but faith brings you divine favor. Favor is what makes people notice you when you haven't even tried to be seen. It's what causes opportunities to find you, instead of you constantly chasing them. There are things money, education, and connections can achieve, But there are also things only faith can produce. Faith can open a way in the wilderness, provide when resources are gone, and heal what seems broken beyond repair. It can turn setbacks into stepping stones and failures into preparation. When you live by faith, you understand that even when you cannot trace God's hand, you can still trust His heart. Faith keeps you moving when the road ahead looks uncertain. It's not blind hope, it's confident assurance in the reliability of God's character. Effort is about doing, but faith is about believing. Both are necessary, but faith must lead. When faith leads, effort finds direction. Without faith, you can run fast but in the wrong direction. Faith is what gives meaning to your work. It transforms ordinary actions into divine assignments. When you act with faith, even small steps carry supernatural weight. You no longer rely on your ability to make things happen. You rely on God's ability to guide your steps. Faith doesn't mean inaction. It means inspired action. It means waking up every day to do your best while trusting that God will do the rest. It means sowing seeds even when the soil looks dry, believing that in due season you will reap a harvest. It means holding on to promises even when progress is invisible. Faith doesn't eliminate effort. It elevates it. It takes what you can do and connects it with what God can do, and together they create outcomes that no amount of human striving could ever produce. When you live this way, you begin to see doors open without force, opportunities appear without explanation, and results arrive beyond imagination, all because faith unlocks what effort alone cannot achieve. God's plan is bigger than your current situation. Trust His timing. There are moments in life when it feels like everything is standing still. You work hard, pray faithfully, and yet the results seem delayed. You look around and see others moving forward while you are still waiting. In those moments, it's easy to doubt, to question whether God has forgotten you or whether your prayers have lost their power. But what you may not realize is that God is not ignoring you. He is preparing you. His plan for your life is far greater than what you can see right now. And sometimes the waiting is part of the shaping. When it seems like nothing is happening, that's often when God is doing His most important work. Behind the scenes, God's timing is never random. Every delay, every detour, every disappointment carries a purpose. You may think you're stuck, but heaven is still moving. The problem is that we often measure time by minutes and hours, while God measures it by seasons and readiness. He knows when you are mature enough to handle what you've been praying for. He knows the exact moment when your opportunity will align perfectly with His plan. If He gave it too early, it could destroy you. If He gave it too late, you might miss your moment. So He arranges everything perfectly, even when it feels like you're being left behind. When life doesn't move at your pace, trust that God's plan is moving at His. He is not late, He is precise. Sometimes He slows you down because He wants to teach you lessons that speed cannot teach. In delay, you learn patience. In stillness, you develop faith. In waiting, you discover endurance. Each of these qualities prepares you for the responsibility of what's ahead. God is not interested in just giving you blessings. He wants to make sure you can carry them without losing yourself. Waiting is not punishment, it's preparation. Your current situation may look small, but it's not your final destination. What you see as limitation, God sees as foundation. Before He builds something great, He always builds it deep. You might feel buried, but you are actually being planted. Seeds don't grow in sunlight, they grow in darkness, hidden from view. In the same way, God sometimes hides you so that He can develop you away from the noise. When the time is right, He will bring you out, and you will realize that every quiet season had a purpose. He was growing your roots before He revealed your fruit. Trusting God's timing means surrendering your own timeline. It means believing that His plan is better than the one you imagined for yourself. It's human nature to want control, to want answers now. But faith grows strongest when we release control and rest in His wisdom. Sometimes the very thing you are asking for is being delayed because God is aligning people, places, and opportunities that you don't even know about yet. He is orchestrating a masterpiece that will make sense only when you look back. You are not being denied, you are being developed. Many people give up just before their breakthrough because they mistake delay for denial. But God's promises never expire. If He said it, He will do it. You may not see progress on the surface, but that doesn't mean progress isn't happening beneath. God's process is often hidden, but His results are always visible. What He starts, He finishes, and what He promises, He fulfills. You may be in the middle of the process right now, but that process is proof that His hand is on your life. There will be times when you don't understand the path you are walking. The doors you thought would open stay closed, and the plans you made fall apart. But even in confusion, God's plan is still unfolding. He knows the end from the beginning, and nothing surprises Him. Every setback, every delay, every redirection is woven into the story He's writing for you. The waiting is not wasted time, it's sacred time. It's where God refines your vision, strengthens your spirit, and prepares your heart for the weight of His blessings. When you trust His timing, you stop striving and start resting. You no longer measure success by how fast things happen, but by how faithfully you follow His lead. You begin to live with peace, knowing that the one who created time itself is never late. Your present situation may look uncertain, but it's only a chapter, not the whole story. God's plan is bigger, His purpose is deeper, and His timing is perfect, even when you don't understand it.